Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-November 2018 Tarot and Astrology reading. Thank you for all your likes and subscriptions, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It is coming up to my year mark on the 20th of November, and I'd love to have you with me on the journey. So, Libra, the final part of November is a much-needed reprieve for you. Your ruler Venus has been retrograding since early October, and for the last 2 months of its retrograde period, it's been in your sign. It will go direct in your sign on the 16th of November and will remain in your sign for the rest of November, which gives you center stage romantically. It gives you the powers of attraction, not that you don't already have that. Libra, being ruled by Venus is quite a blessing as it is, but it's going to enhance every attractive quality you have. Now, one thing that I want to also suggest you may feel a bit of a reprieve from is Mars going direct on the 15th. Well, not going direct, going into Pisces out of Aquarius, your sister sign, where it has been for an uncomfortably long time. Now, Mars is not totally comfortable in Aquarius as it is. I'm not saying it's going to be massively comfy in Pisces either, but it does take that aggressive focus away from your romantic relationships, because Aquarius for you is 5th house energy. It's true love, and when Mars is there, you can fall victim, particularly given the retrograde period and the lunar eclipse in Aquarius. You can fall victim to sudden attractions that are nothing more than physical attractions, but you feel a very strong tug towards people. So you may, especially with Venus retrograde, have made some questionable choices in love or attracted some dubious characters. You may have had many instances of love at first sight with the wrong sort. Yeah. You may have been involved with people who were quite challenging, quite flirtatious, because this is a flirtatious energy, even though it doesn't look like it. He's carrying his big stick because he's beating off the competition. You may have felt like you were involved with someone who was incredibly challenging. So I want to say to you, Libra, this is the beginning of something new. This is the beginning of something a bit more peaceful, something a bit more comfortable. And Mars as well in Pisces is good because it gives you more drive in your day-to-day life, in your work life, in your career. It gives you the drive to make every day a little bit more than just getting through a day. Mars there gives you more energy. And then we have this beautiful full moon in Gemini on the 23rd of November, which rules your 9th house of higher thought, higher thinking, philosophy. And with Jupiter as well in your communication sector, you're going to have more, you're going to be better with people. You're just going to be that bit more well-spoken and gregarious and excited to communicate and have really good discussions and really good friendships and really enhance those areas of your life. Yep, communication, first card up the bat, 8 of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. Okay. Ace of Pentacles is the challenge. And 7 of Swords. Yes. Libra. Let's talk a second. 4 of Swords. Oosh. Okay. So what I'm kind of getting from this, Libra, is exactly what I mentioned Mars doing while it was in Aquarius. So tempestuous attractions, dealing with dubious characters. The 7 of Swords can be a card that indicates infidelity. It can indicate lying. It can indicate cheating. It can indicate stealing. He's not everyone's favorite card by any means, but he has a resourceful nature. He's very living on the edge, living life on his toes. And I'm not standing up for him by any stretch of the imagination, but every card has its duplicity. So you may well have, under the Venus retrograde period, been betrayed or put your trust in somebody who was not to be trusted. And you might be deciding from that aspect that you're going to take a bit of a break. I think with the 4 of Swords, it could be that some of you are exhausted from a relationship which is quite tempestuous. Some of you are taking a break from romance as a whole. You're rejecting romance. You're not too concerned with having a partner at the moment, which, as I said before in the November reads, can be somewhat unusual for Libra as you're a sign of partnership. The Six of Cups in the positive position indicates to me that you could be dealing with a soulmate energy this month, a karmic connection. This could be somebody returning from your past. Now, please, please, please bear in mind, this is not always bad. You can get in contact with old friends. Venus retrograde reconnected me with people from my past that I was so happy to be reconnected with. It's not always the Seven of Swords person that's the returner, you know? Oftentimes the universe will protect you in that sense. You don't have to worry with Venus retrograde of all the chancers returning, and not at all. In fact, this Six of Cups is very enhanced as being somebody who is worth your time. It may also reflect connecting with old friendships, so it doesn't have to be romantic. We will know more as the cards go over. The challenge, however, seems to be the actual initial offer with relationships. Maybe it is that you have dated so many people that don't have the same expectations as you and don't have anything to offer, so they can't progress. For Libras who are in a relationship, there seems to be communication, but there may be disagreements which are quite mighty on some aspects. And this, to me, I think eases up as we move forward and Venus goes direct. Bear in mind, it is going to be a shadow period until I think about the 9th of December, maybe? Don't quote me on that. It is December. So Venus will be in shadow period for the rest of November. This could be information coming out of the shadows that you didn't expect. But that's not to scare you, because the information is not always bad. I just think with the Seven of Swords here, there could be a little bit of underhandedness. Yes. Okay, there could be somebody coming back to talk to you that did ghost you or left you out in the cold or made you feel like you had nothing. It's just sort of the words that came to mind there. Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Temperance. My goodness, there is a healing of a relationship. Ten of Wands. Ace of Wands. Nine of Swords. Okay. I'm a bit torn, Libra, because on one hand, with the Six of Cups and Temperance, I see innocence. And then with the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands, I see dishonesty. So we'll work through this together and figure out what it is. But I'm almost saying it could be two people. You know, two distinctive situations here. There's definitely someone in your life, Libra, who is a challenge. Someone who's very, very challenging. Now, this could be a person of romantic interest. It could be work. It could actually just represent your career being incredibly challenging. Something at this point is challenging you. There is a struggle. There is a struggle. You're wanting someone to offer you a hand. You're wanting someone to offer you help. You're wanting someone to give you a magic word that will make everything easier. That might just happen. Six of Pentacles, someone wants to assist you. X of Cups, possibly someone from your past wants to assist you and heal a relationship. Temperance in the Six of Cups is healing to me. It's very much building a bridge is one way I would see this. But be careful who it is you're building a bridge with. Because the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands can suggest an attraction, as I said with Mars there. Having been there, some of the attractions you may have built have been purely based on that. They may not actually have been the type of person who was suited to you or the type of person who fit your Libra scales. They may not have balanced you out. You're feeling some kind of burden, possibly an obligation to people or someone in particular. Yet from this, you draw an inspiration. The Ace of Wands is an inspiration. You have a creative way of handling the truth. Now, this means the Seven of Swords could be you. You could be keeping information to yourself to protect yourself. You could be keeping your options open because there's been problems before with a particular person. You could be keeping your financials under wraps because you feel the other person may just be with you for your money. The Seven of Swords could just as well be you, Libra, so don't worry too much. But I feel like you're worrying anyway. But I don't know if you've noticed, the only major arcana is in your positive position. So the most powerful influence of this whole spread so far is in the positive. The power is outshining the dark. The power is outshining the weakness. The light is outshining the dark. The happiness is outshining the sadness. Okay, so bear with me. I feel like there's something really sweet there. Six of Cups is always a sweet, sweet card. And it doesn't have to represent someone from the past. No, it doesn't. But I can't help but feel with Libra and your Venus in your sign, Libra, you're going to be attractive on a larger scale that other people notice. You know, word gets out that you are in a league of your own. And maybe that makes somebody a bit jealous. Maybe that makes somebody a bit like they're missing out. Yep. Someone is communicating with you out of nowhere. I told you someone's jealous. Told you. Yep, they're making you an offer. You don't know if you want to take it. Four of Swords. You guys have been separated, I think. The King of Pentacles. It's an earth sign as the outcome. But Libra, I could be wrong. But didn't the King of Pentacles come up with the Seven of Swords last month? With a different deck? Five of Cups. Okay. Libras that are involved with somebody who fits that charming, attractive, good fun, but not reliable. You're not sure you trust them. They're prone to lying a little bit, or you suspect they might be lying about certain things. Please be wary. That's not for all of you. That's definitely for a couple of Libras that really are going through the ringer with someone who's toxic. So please don't take that for gospel, because some of you are actually dealing with a healing of a relationship. Some of you are actually dealing, especially if it's a Sagittarius, some of you are dealing with an offer from someone from your past that you really wanted to speak to. But do be wary, guys, because the Five of Pentacles makes me feel like someone abandoned you, or someone left you out in the cold, or somebody wasn't there when you needed them, or you don't trust this person. I mean, the devil can sometimes represent those who are a little bit sociopathic, those who are a little bit narcissistic, those who are a little bit dubious at best. Or at least there's a controlling, toxic aspect to this. And maybe you hear from them and it rattles you, but I just feel like there's a strong physical connection with somebody, but you're not entirely sure you can trust them, and I don't know if you can. That's just me being honest from the cards. There's a couple of you definitely watching who must be going through something where the writing's on the wall, but you're not reading it. For others of you, I do see like there's a love relationship that's come out of a rough patch, and you guys are going to make it more stable. So there's the duality of this. You know, some of you are dealing with a bit of a dubious King of Pentacles, and some of you are dealing with a new phase where you are being more honest with each other because you've learned from your mistakes. It can go either way. You know, it's not going to apply to every Libra. Do look at your moon and rising, because there's good here. There's the Two of Cups that he's not seeing. He's seeing the three that have spilled. If your relationship feels like it's so much hard work and the person doesn't have the long-term credentials that you would like in a partner, you know, it's kind of up to you to decide why you're there. But if you're dealing with someone who's come back from the past who's sorry and they've made an honest mistake and they want to be honest with you and they want to give you exactly what it is that you deserve and what you needed, that's okay too. You know, it's different for everybody, but I do sense that there has been dishonesty regarding certain relationships, and I think you need to make sure the writing on the wall is being read. The Ace of Wands is very honest, you know, but it's also kind of phallic. So there is that physical connection, there is that intimacy with a person, but the Seven of Swords can sometimes make them that little bit more sneaky. Okay? The Temperance card and the Six of Cups suggests healing a past relationship, and it's possibly someone who rejected you before. So some of you may be dealing with someone who rejected you and regrets it. It's interesting because it can really go either way, Libra, depending, as I say. Now, I don't genuinely enjoy leaving on court cards, so I'm going to clarify this King of Pentacles. Moving on to the next phase. Okay, it's a transition. Some of you are moving into a new phase with your relationship. I think a lot of you are going to give somebody a second chance. And I think it is best to be certain that this is what you want to do. I feel like this leads to a second chance rather than a separation for most of you. So it could be that there has been some disagreements, some lies have been uncovered. Venus retrograde is incredibly testing, so maybe patience is required with Temperance here. Maybe Temperance wants you to be more understanding and more balanced about this, and maybe take it a little more lightheartedly depending on the scope of the lie itself. Maybe somebody was checked out of the relationship for a while and they've come back and regret what they've done. And it's up to you to give them a second chance. I do see moving forward from this though. So I think a lot of you are possibly going to be reconciling with someone who puts you through the ringer a little bit, or you're going to be moving forward with that person. I find it hard to see a separation. I do think that for a lot of you, someone's coming back to say, I'm sorry. And it's up to you what you do with it. But bear in mind with the Devil there and the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, be cautious. Keep your eyes open. As I said to somebody before, follow your heart, but take your head with you, you know? So I'm going to draw some Goddess Guidance cards because that was a little bit heavier than I hoped. But the Six of Swords is positive and it does mean you're going into a new phase, which is great. As I said, there's that reprieve with the planetary aspects. So maybe things were really, really unsettled for a while and you guys are choosing to move forward together. If you're completely single, by the way, I'm so sorry if I haven't addressed you, but if you're completely single, you might actually be dealing with somebody new who is just that physical attraction. I think I mentioned that. Just be mindful about, you know, guiding children. You're very good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children. So some of you may be dealing with somebody who has kids, you have kids with that person. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. So some of you guys have kids to consider in this situation. But you just stand your ground and be independent. Maybe you've learned independence from the separation. Sacred space. Create an altar. Meditate and look after your mental health, because I do feel like you could be dealing with some energy vampires here with the Devil. So take care of yourself first and foremost, Libra. There is reprieve coming with the planets. Maybe that is what is going to change the situation for you. But just make sure, as I say, you're taking your head with you and looking at it the way you would look at it for a dear friend. So I hope you guys enjoyed that and got something from it. I will see you in December. Take care. Bye-bye.